Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about a camera that replaces the peephole in your door, so stay tuned. So this company, LaView, reached out to me and asked me if they could send me this camera to review on the channel. I said, go ahead and send it out and let's take a look at it. What really drew me to this one is that it replaces the peephole in your door. So if you guys saw my Ring Video doorbell review, which I will post up here, I talked about the fact that with the Ring Video doorbell, you could essentially put that anywhere since it has the battery backup and you could screw that to your door. But what if you didn't have to screw it to your door and instead something like this just fit in the peephole of your door? I was really excited to get this guy out, play around with it, and see what it offers. Now, talking to LaView, this is not in direct competition with the Ring Video doorbells. LaView has their own video doorbell. I think it's called the Halo 1. I'll link that below if you guys want to check that one out. That one's actually in 2K footage, so pretty impressive. I mean, the quality is supposed to be really good on that one. But this one is aimed at a different market. This is aimed at somebody who just wants a quick install. They don't want to make any holes. They don't want to permanently screw into anything. I feel like this product is ideal for somebody who's, say, in a dorm room or an apartment, something where you don't want to make permanent damage to the door or the walls. All right, listing off some of the highlights of this product. You can do local recording on an SD card that supports up to 128 gigs, which is not included with this, so you want to look at buying one if you want to do that. It does have night vision up to 15 feet, two-way audio, a 4.3-inch touchpad, a 4600 milliamp battery, which lasts, they say, about 4 to 6 months, depending on the activity outside your door. It also is a doorbell, so somebody come up and push that, and it does have push notifications to your phone. One other thing about this is that it does not require a subscription. However, they do have a cloud service with this product. All right, now let's take a look at what comes in the box. We have a packet with the instructions. We also have a bag that has 3 screws in it for the different size doors. We have another bag that has some of the cover plates. We have the power cable and the power brick to charge this guy up. We've got the bracket for the inside of the door. We've got the camera itself, and then we also have the touch screen. Now let's take a look at how easy this thing is to install. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to take this guy out here. I've got this, I don't know, this flat little screwdriver thing that I'm just gonna stick in here, which is going to allow me to loosen that up. Let's open up the other side and take a look. That's what the peephole looks like. Screw that in, set it aside. And as you can see, we have the hole already. So the hole's already there. We just need to put the camera in it. It came with 3 different screw sizes. Looking at the manual, the one I need is the smallest one. So I am just going to put it in here. Just gonna turn it a few times just to make sure that it's in there. And we just need to feed all of this through the peephole. So feed all that through. Camera's in place, and I mean, that's pretty much it. Let's take a look at the other side now. Okay, so now on this side, we are going to plug the cable ribbon into the bottom of the base. We got this, we're going to put on the cover. So snap on back there. Feed the cable through, slide it over. Now we just need to tighten down the screw and we're done. Now all we need to do is take the base station that we charged up, pop it in. It's gonna take a few seconds to load up. And there it is. All right, so we're gonna take a look at the app right now. So if we go ahead and click on the LaView app, a little picture of it, we're gonna go ahead and click on the camera to bring it up right here. Here's where it's going to show you the live view. So this is a live view from my door. We can see down here we've got call logs. So this is anytime somebody has pushed the button and the different timestamps for those. We can see that we can speak to somebody, grab a snapshot or a picture. We can record the video or video quality. So one thing to note on here too is that my 1-month free trial of the subscription is over because I wanted to see what this would look like if you did not have a subscription. Up here in the settings, we got the settings for the camera. If you want to receive doorbell calls or not, we've got IR light. So this is what's going to be your night vision. Cloud storage has expired. And then you've got build and image encryption and stuff like that. We're going to back out of here. And the next step we have here is video history. If you are using the cloud, it's got a really cool setup here. So it's got pictures like you see here, and you can kind of scroll through them side by side to see what the different video clips are there. But if you don't have the subscription and you go to video history, it shows this timeline here. Essentially what you have to do here is you have to kind of scrub through each one. And I've got, I think, several of them listed there. So there's me walking out to do a test. But you can zoom in to see the difference, but it's really hard to kind of test out the different videos there and scrub through those and get exactly on the beginning of the clip. So I wasn't a big fan of this timeline. I definitely liked it more with the OneCloud, but I guess that is their way of getting you to subscribe to their service there. Another thing I thought was odd about the app is that for these videos here, you can either take a snapshot of that video or you can start recording the screen. So it's gonna start recording that where you hit it and then save it into the phone. Let me go back and I'll show you guys what I mean here. So we're gonna back out of here. We're gonna click on more and then we're gonna go to playback album. Now in here is where it's saving everything. It doesn't necessarily save it right to your phone. It saves it here first. So you've got a playback album within the app and then you can go into the app here and down here, then you click on save and that's going to save it to the phone. So I thought that was interesting. It just kind of seems to be an extra redundant step that I wasn't looking forward to. We can also see that we've got different tabs here. We were on home viewing the camera. We've got messages here. Messages is going to show you every event of when it detected something. And this is kind of the same thing that I was talking about before. So let's go ahead. I'm going to click on this one. We'll go ahead and click on playback. So now we're viewing the event history, and if I hit record on here, it's gonna start recording the screen, which I thought was odd. I mean, if it's got an event there and it's playing it, I would like to just be able to click on download that clip. But instead, I'm either gonna record the screen, which now it saves it here into my playback album, and then from there I can save it to my phone. Interesting way of doing it. Wasn't a big fan of that. That's just a quick overview of the app. I just want to give you guys a kind of a feel of the app and going through it here. All right, so I want to show you guys a quick demo of how it works. As somebody's approaching the door, the doorbell button does glow blue to help people realize that it is a doorbell that you can push, because otherwise, who thinks that there's a doorbell right there, especially for me when I have a separate doorbell to the house. On the inside of the house, the button under the LCD screen glows white. So if I'm not looking at my phone, I'm in the house and I look over at the door and I see that that button is glowing white, I know that there's some kind of activity going on the other side of the door. If I walk over to the door and stand in front of the screen will automatically turn on, showing me what's happening at the door. However, if there is no activity happening on the other side of the door, the screen will not automatically turn on. So you don't have to worry about the batteries running out faster every time you walk past the door. It's only going to turn on when there is activity on the outside of the door. Here are a few demo shots to show you guys what the footage actually looks like. Now keep in mind, this is a 720p camera, so it's not a full 1080p camera, it is just 720p. And if we take a look at the footage of people walking up to the door, you can see that the neighbor's house behind me, that's a light tan house, is kind of blown out in the background. So there are some issues with the video contrast in here. It doesn't seem to have a super high dynamic range where it's able to pick up the background and the foreground. However, you want the camera to pick up what's in front of you, the person, not necessarily what's happening in the background. This isn't necessarily a security camera trying to film what's going on. It's just trying to film what's happening in front of the door. All right, so at the beginning of this video, we talked about all of the highlights and pros of the camera. This is a review, so now let's talk about the cons. For me, the biggest con is the app. The app just is kind of confusing. There are extra steps in there that I feel shouldn't be there, and it just makes it not a good experience. I feel like they could probably trim it down, even if they just simplified it by just, if I view a clip, the only option I have is download it to my phone or take a picture. I don't like the fact that I have to record a recording and then save it to my phone because it's saved in the app. It's weird. But those are all things that can be fixed. So I do have hopes that they'll be able to clean up that app and really up the level of this camera. Another con that I have is that you can't view the footage on a PC, say through a website. You can only view it on the smartphone. So if you don't have a smartphone, you're out of luck. Another strike with this one is that the battery is in the LCD screen. Now, when I first saw this, I was hoping that I would be able to pop out that LCD screen, put it on the couch, so that way I kind of have just a quick reference instead of needing my phone, opening an app, waiting for it to load. I mean, I guess I'm thinking in the sense of like a baby monitor when we used to have that camera. You just the baby monitor is always on, so that was kind of nice. You could just flick it on, take a look. The kids can look at it too, as opposed to launching an app and waiting for it to load and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately with this one, the battery is in the LCD screen, so as soon as you pop that out of the door, camera dies. Just it's useless. So I wasn't a big fan of that. I wish that there was some way to build the battery into that back plate, have the battery in there, which would allow the LCD screen to be able to pop out, move it around, put it maybe a little bit lower so that way the kids could see it instead of just, oh, the doorbell rang, let's open the door, let's take a look and see who's at the door first. That would something, I mean, having kids, that would just be a nice to have for me, but I know not everybody is in that situation. So to wrap up this review, I would say that this product definitely has its place with people who can't put holes in their doors, apartments, dorms, things like that. It does only have a 720p camera, but it doesn't require a subscription and is about $170 compared to, say, the Ring Video Doorbell at $250. That does require a subscription. Anyway, that's all I have for this review. So I'm curious to see what you guys think. Is this something that you think you would buy? Or are there other great options out there that I just haven't heard of yet? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about it. If this video is helpful at all, give it a thumbs up. As always, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Good job. We did it. That's what I wanted.